Time now for Capper's Corner. Let's preview Thursday night football between the Bills and the Pats. Bills on the money line minus 210, Pats plus 175. Spread is 4, favoring the Bills. Over under 43 and a half. Before we get into the game side, let's talk some props, a little bit kind of either or, over, under. So I know that you love to do your first touchdown scores. So here are the current odds. You got Ramondre Stevenson plus 410, Singletary plus 500, Diggs 525, Allen plus 650. It goes down from there. Who do you like for the first touchdown Thursday Night Football?
Is this one of those ABC? Do I have to use my wild card, or could I just I can get in there?
You pick whatever your heart desires.
Okay. Let's see. First touchdown. Okay. I did have something for this. I think Mac Jones takes off. Did you say his number in there?
I don't know what his number is. We might have to. Yeah,
I bet it's about
15
to 1 or something. Yeah. I bet it's somewhere in there, like 15 to 1. So that's what I'm going to go with. I think first of all, I don't think there's going to be a ton of touchdowns. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I'm sure we'll get to that. But I like Mac Jones. I like the quarterback to take off, and I think he gets the Foxborough crowd in a frenzy with the 7-0 lead early on.
That is wild. I'm gonna go the opposite on this one. I'm gonna take Josh Allen plus the 650. So the Bills have run 19% of their plays in the red zone since 2021. That's the best in the NFL. League average is about 14%. Allen has 5 rushing touchdowns so far this season. And if we remember last January, Allen threw for 5 touchdown passes against the Patriots to knock them out of the playoffs. You know that Billy B and his defense is going to be ready. I see like a 3rd and goal situation, no one to throw to, and then the big body Allen runs it into the end zone. So a little more chalky than your pick. But
well, that's better analysis than I gave. But you can't go wrong picking. Well, yeah, you can go wrong if somebody else scores. I guess you can go wrong. But Josh Allen's a good
yes, you can definitely go wrong. But plus 650, it's not terrible. But yeah, obviously Mac Jones is going to get you a lot more money, and I will be tweeting at you if that happens tomorrow. What about for like an anytime touchdown? Who do you think gets into the end zone just in general? I mean, obviously Stevenson is the favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough because you get the odds are so tight on Stevenson and some of these other guys. But I'm going to go Hunter Henry plus 340, who scored twice. He really did score twice last week. They only counted 1, but he got over for a second touchdown. And I think Mac Jones is in sync with him. He has a half a dozen red zone targets this year. The Bills have allowed 37 out of 50 targets to tight ends. That's not in the red zone. That's just overall. So that's 74% passing to tight ends in general. So I'm going to go Hunter Henry to score a single touchdown at plus 340 anytime throughout the game.
I love this, and I got a prop bet on him later, so I like that. And I agree with you. Stevenson's odds suck. Damian Harris is questionable. Why not the 3rd stringer, Pierre Strong Jr.? There's no odds on him yet. But we do know that the Bills are vulnerable against the run. The Bills have allowed 533 yards after catch since week 9. It's the 4th most in the NFL. So I think they're going to be running the ball. And why not the 3rd stringer? So I don't know what those odds are yet, but that would be my money pick on this one. That would be my Mac Jones, if you will.
Yeah, if that comes in, for crying out loud, that's huge. I mean, I think you'll probably get, well, for any time, you'll probably get between 15 and 20 to 1 for that.
Let's go. Okay, so now on to Josh Allen and his rushing yards. He has hit the over 60% of his games. The total right now is 44 and a half. The over is juiced to minus 119, under minus 115. You think Josh Allen gets over or under 44 and a half?
I think they finally set it at a number that's maybe too high, right? So I know, and like you said, it's 60%. He went over, but now if you think that he's going to be contained, and I think Bill Belichick does, he has this game circled on the calendar, and he will be prepared. Not like last Thursday's game. I don't think there's going to be an onslaught of offense against the Patriots in Foxborough. So for 44 yards, I think he would have to take off about 7 or 8 times to get to that average, to that number. So I'm going to go under 44 and a half.
Okay, I see that. I'm going over on this one. Allen has rushed 51 yards per game this season, which of course outpaces this total. It is harder on the road, certainly in Foxborough, but he has rushed 8+ times in every game on the road this season. He's hit this number in 2 straight games versus the Patriots. And again, I feel like since he threw for those 5 touchdown passes, the secondary is just going to be on absolute lockdown. Bill's not going to get embarrassed through the air again. So I just feel like it's going to force Allen to scramble more. So I'm going to go over on this one. So you like Mac
If
Jones.
if Allen takes off for a 50-yard touchdown run in the first quarter, you get everything. You get the over, you get the first touchdown. You could turn the game off. You don't have to watch. You can take your parents to Billy
You know
Joel.
what?
And that's that. Yeah.
And then I take my parents to Billy Joel with everything that I won. Front row, ask him if
That's
I
right.
can get a hit on the piano. I like that. Okay, so you like Mac Jones for the first touchdown score. What about his passing yards? 226.5, over minus 125, under minus 109.
So he's exploded lately. I'm all over the place in this game because I'm eventually going to take the Patriots here plus the points. But and he exploded there. We saw and there's a lot of Patriots fans out there belly aching that he's not the answer, even though he'll go like 22 for 27 against the Jets. He's a great game manager. He's been, and then like I said, he exploded last week, had a big offensive game. I don't see that again. I think it's going to be cold, 25-degree low in Foxborough tomorrow night. So I think it's going to be more ball control, ball management. He will connect on a long pass somewhere in there. That's one of my props that I like. But I do think in general, we're going to see Stevenson running the ball a lot. We're going to see in the 205, 215 range for Mac Jones passing.
Yep, I agree with you 100% for all the same reasons. I think they're going to be more of a ground and pound, running the ball a lot more. Okay, let's talk about Stephon Diggs. His receiving yards, 82.5, minus 117 for the over on this one. What do you think?
I'm going to go under here. Same kind of reason. I know he's probably done well against the Patriots in general, but I'm going to go on. I will say, I think you can get him at like plus 450 to have the most receiving yards. He's about 120 behind the leaders now. And, with no Cooper Kupp in the equation, he could certainly get up there. So in general, I think he can get there. I don't think this is the game where he does it. I'll go under.
I agree with you. So he's actually hit the over on his receiving yards prop 63% of the time, almost 64, 63.6 of the games that he's been in. But the last two games, he's hit below this mark. So 2 straight weeks of not even, I think he had 77 and something like 49, really low against who was it? He had the Lions and the
Lions. Yeah, the Lions went to McKenzie, and then like the week before, it was Gabriel Davis, I think, or 2 weeks before, it was Gabriel Davis. They really do switch off. They do a nice job, Josh Allen does, not getting locked into one receiver. So I think that works against Diggs in this
and I think it's going to happen again. And I do think that, the secondary for the Patriots is pretty good. They rank 9th right now in the NFL. And, they got Jonathan Jones back. He's getting back into the fold. And opposing quarterbacks have completed just 37% of their targets when Jones is in cover. Now, I know he did get torched last week by Jefferson, but yeah, I agree with you. We're going under on that one. All right, Hunter Henry, receiving yards, 24.5, over or under?
Well, that's my guy. I picked him to score. He had a long reception. I think he had like a 37-yard reception. So last week, I think he's in sync with Mac Jones. He's a good outlet, and I'm not going to go under there. So I'll go over, even though I'm going Mac Jones yardage under. I like Hunter Henry over.
I agree. I think the Bills are allowing 7 targets and 47 yards per game to opposing tight ends. That's the 5th most targets per game to tight ends. So if he can convert, because he got 10 targets in the last game. If he can convert a lot of those, I do feel like this number is pretty low. So I'm going to agree with you on that one.